The Food Foundation started life properly in June last year. We're a think tank. We're focusing on trying to make food policy in Britain deliver a better diet for British citizens, a diet that's healthy and sustainable and which is easy for everybody to access, including those on a low income. So we're interested in trying to take the best evidence and communicate it well to policymakers, to try and influence the policy process so that we all have a food system which delivers that healthy diet that we're all looking for. We're talking to lots of government departments, we're talking to government in Whitehall but also in Scotland and the rest of the devolved nations, and we're also interested in engaging with local authorities. So government really at all stages, and including Europe actually, Brussels as well. But we're also interested in the role which business is playing in delivering our food system, a huge part of our food system, and we're doing a lot of work in our first few months with government, but also with parliamentarians. So parliamentarians we see as playing a really critical role in informing debate and discussion around the policy process. We did a first report that we published earlier this year called Force Fed, and in that we really revealed the diets of typical families, and we found that our fruit and veg consumption is well below what it should be. We know that fruit and veg is really critical for our health, cardiovascular disease, a whole bunch of diet-related illness, and if we can increase our fibre consumption and fruit and veg, we really are onto a winner. So, but if you look at veg consumption in Britain, our consumption's gone down over time. We're growing less of it in Britain. Farmers are getting a smaller share of the value. And so we think there's a real opportunity here to try and look at what can be done across the supply chain to try and improve veg consumption. The other thing about veg consumption is that we've got really big differences between rich and poor. So that's something we're really concerned about, trying to make sure that we get a more equal diet across different wealth groups in Britain. So what we're interested in are new ideas and trying to convene a process that will bring people together to kind of problem solve around some of the challenging areas on the supply chain. So thinking about the retail environment, there's lots that could be done to try and make it easier for us to just opt for veg, choose veg, buy veg, where we're perhaps not doing so now. So when we walk into the supermarket, we see the fresh veg on offer immediately, but we're actually maybe don't really know what meal we're going to plan for, and we're half around the supermarket before we've decided, and then we don't go back and choose the veg. So what can we do to make veg sort of at the point in the supermarket where you really would opt for it and make that decision? How can we make it processed in ways which are going to make it really easy for us to cook, really convenient size packages, reducing waste, all of those things? Where are there opportunities to just make it much easier for us to do it without even thinking about it? And think likewise when we're eating out, you know, putting where we position veg on the menu, whether it's part of the meal or whether it's an extra side dish. All of those things can make a big difference in terms of pushing us towards eating more veg without us realising we're being pushed in that direction. And now we know that the evidence suggests that it's those things that can really make the biggest impact on dietary behaviour, rather than focusing on individual messages about choosing this or choosing that. If we can get the supply chain really pointing in the direction of making healthy eating easier, then we're really going to make big progress.